Hey guys, Josh here with Real Dead, and I just wanted to, The Last of Us season 2 teaser trailer came out, and I just wanted to talk about The Last of Us season 2 spoiler talk. So I want to warn you in advance, this will be all spoilers. I have played the first game, which we're not really going to talk about much, maybe the ending, but I have played the second game twice now, and I just recently replayed it probably about a month ago and found myself to really enjoy the game, unlike I did the first time. The first time, I stopped playing the game for a while and then started playing it again, and it was a kind of a chore to get through the first time. The second time, a lot better. And man, the gameplay is amazing. And number two, if you haven't played Last of Us, game 2. Also, something else I want to get to. I do have this, which I want to unbox for the channel. I'm going to wait until this is NECA. I'm going to wait until it gets closer to the season 2 premiere. But as you can see, it's a 2-pack of Joel and Ellie from season 2 of the game. These are the game characters. So I'm surprised that they haven't done NECA figures of Joel and Ellie from the show. It seems like those would do really well. But I wanted to go over some big spoiler talk. Like I said, this is spoiler talk. And this is just me kind of getting things on the open about what the trailer means, what some things that they could do with the show. That's all this is. I'm not on here trying to ruin anybody's day. And like I said, major spoiler warning. Do not watch this if you don't want to know what, if you haven't played the game, or if you want to know spoilers, stay tuned. But it is major spoilers for the second season, I think. That's another thing I'm going to talk about. Are they spoilers? Because Last of Us season 1 stuck to a lot of the main points, but they did change some things up, and most of the things are for the better. And I kind of go back to The Walking Dead, where, main character in season 1 of Shane was actually supposed to die according to the comics in season 1, but they kept him around to the end of season 2. So, and other characters were supposed to die and they didn't, so things like that can change. So I want to start by saying this trailer for season 2 was awesome. If you've played the game, I think it hits a lot of emotional notes, and it really gets to you if you've played the game. Lots of people that I've seen have said, we're not ready for this. We're not ready for this season. And let's just get it out of the way right now. I'm going to get it out of the way right now. The biggest thing of this, and like I said, spoilers, guys. Turn it off if you don't want to know. Joel's death. That is the reason why I had a hard time playing the second game the first time around. I love the first game. I played it 7 or 8 times completed before this game came out. At least, maybe 9 times. I can't remember. But Joel gets killed in this game pretty quickly. Close to the, quickly in this game. And that sets up the whole game. There's this character. So Joel's death, one of the things. Will it happen? Will they have it happen in this season? I think Joel's death will happen in this season, but you're not going to know it until I think that's going to be the season. You're going to know that. I think that's how they're going to end the season. And you're going to want to come back and get revenge on Abby, who's a new character. And I think they are going to go back and forth quite a bit between Abby and Ellie in this second season. So you're kind of see, and then that's going to lead to that. I think they can't start the season with Joel's death like they did in the game. I think that is going to be a huge mistake. In my opinion. Now, will they opt out of Joel's death? Will they have him where he's just severely beaten and he's in a coma and he's not dead? Yes, they could. Pedro Pascal, very, very popular actor. a lot of people hated Joel's death in the game. I know people that didn't want to play the game any further because of it. I was one of them, but I continued on and just did not enjoy it because they make you play as Abby. And, you know, Abby kills Joel. You'll see that in the show. And Abby is one of the main characters of the game, besides Ellie. You play as much time as Abby as you do Ellie in the game. So I'm assuming they're going to split it. They're going to split it pretty good in the show, I would have to say. Now, they do try to make her more of a sympathetic character. You see, like, the path that was taken. And all this stems from at the end of the game of the first one where Joel kills Abby's dad, who is the surgeon who was going to perform the surgery on Ellie, you know, to try to get a cure, a vaccine for this outbreak. So that's where all this stems from, where Abby and a group of her friends that were, you know, want to do this. They want to hunt down these guys and kill them. And so Abby's driven by revenge. And then on the other side of that coin, you have Ellie, who is also driven by revenge after Joel's death. So she goes and tries to hunt down Abby. That's what this whole thing's about. And it's awesome. Honestly, guys, I played it the second time and I really enjoyed the game a lot. And so that's part of me. Like, are they going to opt out of Joel's death? Will he really die? They did show a lot of Pedro Pascal in Joel in the trailer, so maybe. I'm not sold quite yet that they will totally commit to killing Joel, so we'll see. My next one is, so this game is going to be split up into 2 seasons, Season 2 and Season 3. So there's a big creature in this game when you play as Abby later in the game, and it's called the Rat King, and it's like a creature where it's like clickers and normal, you know, infected, and like another big, like a bloater, all like mixed into one. It is a crazy looking creature. I think we won't get that till Season 3, to be honest, because it does happen way later in the game. And so I don't think we're going to get that in this season. Maybe we might get Bloater again, which would be cool. But I do not think that we're going to get that. There's another thing that I saw in the trailer where a bunch of dead or infected people are rushing Jackson. That doesn't happen in the game. So that's one thing. Like I said, they can change things. And I'm wondering, you know, where will that fit in? Like, where they rush Jackson, you know? So this is a thing I kind of already talked about. Like, how will the game reorganize the show? Or like, how will the show reorganize the game? How are we going to get it? I think the game is kind of a gut punch the way they have it organized, you know. So I hope they do reorganize the show a little bit to make it more viewer friendly. That's what I'm saying. Don't show Joel's death at the beginning. Show it at the end. Hell, show it at the beginning of Season 3. But, you know, or the end of Season 2. Don't show it at the beginning, because I think it's people would turn it off. They would get mad. So I think there is going to be some reorganization in this Season 2, which I look forward to. So Last of Us Season 2, the game, Part 2, is grief. It's dealing with a lot of grief and how people deal with it. Dealing in revenge and grief. And it's pretty dark, man. I mean, it goes into a lot of dark things. And I know the first game kind of did too, but this is even piled on high. So I'm just wondering how the show will deal with all that. And I do think it will. I think it's gonna have to, because you gotta do that. So, yeah, it's a lot of grief. It's dealing with a lot of grief and how you deal with it and how you handle it. So we'll see what goes on there. So I saw people talking about this. So in the game Last of Us 2, you have to kill dogs, attack dogs. You got to kill like German Shepherds and other just kind of bigger dogs that people use to help protect themselves. these camps. And I know a lot of people get upset when animals are killed. So I'm wondering, I didn't see any dogs in the trailer. So I'm wondering if they'll just leave that out entirely, because it's not a necessity. Now, Ellie does kill Abby's pet dog. Well, it's not her pet. It is kind of, and that's kind of like a thing too. So I don't know. I don't know if they'll have that in here. They might. I don't know, because you know. I mean, I don't want to see dogs get killed on screen either. I always hate that. And also, we are dealing with a time jump here from the first season to the second season. I think it's like 6 or 7, at least maybe 7 or 8 years time jump, I would think. I think so, because I think Ellie's like in her early 20s instead of being like 13 or 14 or wherever she was in the show. I think she's in her early 20s. So there is a time jump. So I want to see how they handle that. The problem with is, listen, I like the girl that was cast as Ellie. I think it was a good choice. I liked it. She did a good job. I know people still complain about it. I don't mind the casting choice. I think she did, like I said, I think she did a good job. The issue is, I think, with that kind of a time jump, the actress doesn't look older. You know, you can't really make her look older because she looks young. So that could be an issue. We'll see how that goes. And there's 2 big gangs in this, the Scars, which we did see in the trailer, and you have their direct rival gang that Abby and her friends are a part of, called the Wolves. So you did see those, and they will address that. Abby actually ends up befriending a Scar, a couple of Scars. So we'll see how that plays out, and I'm looking forward to that. They didn't really show much of that in this, but yeah. And if you did notice in the trailer, they also showed the guitar a lot. You heard Joel playing a song. That is a big part of the game, where Ellie, basically, this guitar is like her connection to Joel. And that's that whole meaning, in my opinion. So the guitar has a lot of meaning if you saw it a bunch in the trailer. So yeah. I think, who's Abby? You know, I mean, Abby has right to want revenge. I mean, her father was taken from her from Joel, and she wants revenge. You know, I mean, it's hard to blame something like that. We're connected to Joel, and so it's hard to understand that at first, but you have to put yourself in someone else's shoes too. So, I mean, I'm gonna be interested how they handle all this, honestly. There is a scene in the game where Ellie and a girl are fighting. Ellie ends up killing her because, listen, the girl's trying to kill her too, but the girl turns out to be pregnant. So I'm wondering and she's not just like a month pregnant. I mean, this girl's like probably 3 or 4 months pregnant. I'm wondering if they'll do that in this show, kill a pregnant woman. So that's another thing I have a question about. And just Ellie's story, man. This last thing I kind of want to talk about is Ellie's story is incredible in this, in my opinion. And in the game, sometimes they want you to kind of root against Ellie. I never did. And then there's another time jump at the end of the game. So we'll see how they handle all of that. I'm really looking forward to it. Let me know down in the comments if you watch this, some of the spoiler ideas I have, or some of your spoiler ideas. And I just want to get this out there because I just love this media. I love the games and the show, and I can't wait for season 2. Let me know about your excitement and some of the things that you might think that are coming up. Okay, guys, talk to you later. Bye.